Hey fam, this is Burakashi. I'm going to show you how to make a MPC drum program using a Teenage Engineering PO-32 pocket operator. We're going to sample this into our Live 2. Let's get started by setting up the MPC and understanding the ins and outs. You will need an 8-inch TRS Stereo to dual 1/4-inch TS mono adapter cable. Let's get started by turning on your MPC and opening a new project. Delete the default track by tapping the pencil icon on the right and tapping delete. Connect the individual left and right 1/4-inch outputs of our cable to the corresponding left and right inputs on the back of the MPC. Plug in the 8-inch stereo end of the cable into the stereo output of the PO-32. Now go to the sampler screen by hitting the menu button and then tapping sampler. Alternatively, hit the mix sampler button with shift held down. Turn on input monitoring by tapping the button on the left hand side that says off. Make sure the input is set to 1, 2 and try playing some sounds on the PO-32. You should see the levels begin to jump. Turn the volume up on the PO-32 by holding BPM and pressing on number 15. Number 16 is the max volume, but let's use the one below. Adjust the input volume dial on the back of the MPC until the sound is loud enough without clipping into the red, which is indicated by the red lines at the top of the level monitor. Set the BPM of the PO-32 to roughly within the range you'll use it in. I'm going to use this for something around 110 beats per minute. You can do this by holding down the BPM button and rotating the right dial until you get the BPM you need. We are now ready to make our drum program. Hit the main button on your MPC. Click New Track and choose Drum Program. Hold down the track name to rename it into something meaningful. Building the habit of always naming your tracks and kits will save you a lot of grief down the line. Select the Record/Sample window. Lower the auto recording input threshold until it is within the level the sound is making. Hit Record and then hit button 13. It should begin recording automatically. Hit the record button again to stop the recording. It will also stop automatically after a few seconds. On the pop-up that appears, tap the name field to rename it. Let's call it K1 for Kick 1. Tap the Assign to Pad field, hit pad A1, and then click Keep. 1 pad down, 15 more to go. To make our progress easier to track, hit the menu button and tap the pad color menu. Set the behavior to fixed and empty pads dim and pick a color. We can change this back later, but for now this will help us keep track of which pads we've already sampled. We need to repeat this process for the rest of the PO-32 sounds. Since we named the first kick K1, the second sample we record should automatically be named K2. Once you are done with the kicks, move on to the next column and name it something like S1 for snares, H1 to H4 for hats, and so forth. Go back to the main page and have a play to make sure it's all working. To shorten or trim the sample, we will move the end marker closer to the start. Hit pad A01 and then the sample window to go to the sample editor. Trim the sample by using the second tab of the killing dials or by tapping and dragging the E marker itself on the screen. Repeat this for all of the pads. We will now adjust the level of each pad so they roughly sound the same. There are probably better ways to do this, but for now hit pad A01 and then the waveform screen. Tap on the envelope/amp button and then tap the level dial on the top right. Adjust this with the main dial in relation to the other pad. Work your way through each pad by ear until they more or less sound the same. Samples can be further processed and layered in an endless amount of ways, but we'll leave it at this for now. We are now ready for the final step. Time to save our drum program. While on our track, hit the main button to go to the main menu. Click Save and choose Drum Program. On the browser that appears, tap on the left-hand side to choose your location. Name your program, but we shouldn't have to as we've already done so, and tap Save. We've done it. We now have a drum program made from the sounds of the PO-32. Use this method to sample anything you want really. For now it's great to have the sounds of the PO-32 on the MPC.